Dear guests, friends, and family, it's an honor to be here with you today. The Little Prince, the famous character in the book of Antoine de Saint-Exupery, says that all men have the planets and stars, but each man sees them differently. Yaron Reshef, my father, draws our attention to the fact that the illustrations in the book The Little Prince, made by Saint-Exupery himself, are of two different kinds. The occurrences taking place on planet Earth are traditionally illustrated using commonly accepted scale of objects and straight horizon lines. By contrast, the events occurring on other planets are portrayed from a different point of view from far away, while using an unrealistic scale. The line of the horizon is presented as an arch or a globe to visually differentiate the planet in question from planet Earth. In photography, we normally take a photo the way we look at things. Yet the camera also enables the creation of different proportions in time and space, unlike those which the observer is accustomed to in everyday life. As Yaron Reshef explains, the 360-degree technique lets him create and direct a simulation of a new physical reality out of a photo of a certain environment in a process similar to metamorphosis. The picture presented at the end of the process contains the elements of the sphere but enables a new view thereof. The interpretation takes place when the observer compares his or her memory of how things should look in reality with how things actually look in the photo. This exhibition draws on the concept of another planet, coined by the author Yehiel Dinur, also known as Zetnik, in reference to Auschwitz and to the Holocaust more generally. As Dinur testified at the Eichmann Trial, and I quote, "This is a chronicle from the planet Auschwitz. The time here is not the same as it is here, on Earth, and the inhabitants of this planet had no names. They had no parents and no children. They didn't wear clothes the way they wear here. They didn't live according to the laws of the world here." Dinur wanted to convey the message that the Holocaust was unique, incomparable to other human tragedies, incomprehensible, out of this world. Decades later, Dinur himself argued differently, and I quote again, "It suddenly became clear to me that Auschwitz was not another planet as I had thought before. Auschwitz was neither created by the devil nor by God. It was man who created Auschwitz. Hitler was no devil. You could enter a kindergarten, and among 50 children or so, there would be one boy named Adolf Hitler. He was a man." We are still struggling with this tension posed by the concept of another planet. Belzec has another planet of evil and tragedy, which we treat as outsiders in time and space. And at the same time, Belzec is an integral part of who we are as Jews and Israelis, Poles, human beings. The exhibition forces us to hold to this dual perspective. The photographs taken from within extermination camps, yet presenting them as external objects or globes, black and white, timeless. And we, the external viewers of the exhibition, who stand within the site of an extermination camp, here and now. So how should we relate to this another planet of the Holocaust? Here are the words of Primo Levi. "Many people, many nations can find themselves holding almost subconsciously that every stranger is an enemy. For the most part, this conviction lies deep down like some latent infection. It manifests itself only in random, disconnected acts and does not lie at the base of a system of reason. But when this does come about, when the unspoken dogma becomes the major premise in an argument, then at the end of the chain, there is the death camp. Here is the product of a conception of the world carried rigorously to its logical conclusion. So long as the conception subsists, the conclusion remains to threaten us. The story of the death camp should be understood by everyone as an alarm signal. Thank you.